we got a Ukraine war latest. Poland considering downing Russian missiles over Ukraine. Kremlin response to Biden's rip-up. It seems we're gonna get 2 articles in one. I do not mind that though. That should make it at least 10 minutes. Poland is considering a proposal to shoot down Russian missiles heading towards Polish territory while they are still in Ukrainian space. Elsewhere, the Kremlin has responded to major gaffes made by Joe Biden during the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. Indeed, Joe Biden called Zelensky a President Putin, and he called his Vice President Kamala Harris Donald Trump. Indeed. Well, it seems the outrage, however, is kind of dying off, so maybe he's gonna get nominated by the Democratic Party. If he does, well, it's GG, well played, and I wish he is nominated. Not because I want to see Democrats lose, but because I want Democrats to learn a lesson. I want Democrats to wake the fuck up. Yeah. To learn the lesson, to actually wake the fuck up. Because Biden is the result of their continuous and very addictive dosing and sniffing that copium. That opium that he's going to be alright, that he's still got it. No, he did not have it, and now you're in trouble. And you deserve to lose because of that. Because you did not see it. Yes, you deserve to lose. They deserve to lose, and they deserve a 4 years of Republican president as a punishment. So they can actually learn from their mistakes and actually groom somebody competent to come and simply destroy any Republican candidate that would come against them. They would have 4 years, so I think they would be able to produce some good candidate, and afterwards, well, it's going to be Democrat rule, and probably they can take both Senate and Congress because Trump will not be able to candidate anymore. And the only other real threat to them is Ron DeSantis, possibly Nikki Haley. However, I still think Ron DeSantis is bigger threat. However, I don't think he would candidate again. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Who knows? I mean, he had quite a bit of support, even fighting against Trump. However, Trump core voters are way too numerous, so obviously he would lose. I mean, what goes for him that he had earned way more percentage votes than in his previous election, so he must be doing something good that the people are giving him more votes. Oh, I see. This is not a article as an article. This is just a timetable. Oh my god. Oh yeah, this is the Russian diplomat. She does not look that good in real life. She wears a lot of makeup, a lot of shit to mask her ugliness. Oh yeah, Russia is using landmines. How surprising in a war. Biggest tech shakeup. Funnily enough, I'm gonna actually stop for this. Funnily enough, the Russians are going to be paying still less taxes. Your average Russian is going to pay less taxes than my fellow average countryman. And that's not a joke. So yeah, this biggest tax shakeup is still not bringing Russians even... Well, it's brought them pretty much close or even bit, at least my country. However, considering that the French want to implement bigger taxes, those 90% taxes, then something biggest tax shakeup just pales compared to what French wants, the French left wants. Compare Russia's tax shakeup and the French, and one of these two is going to turn into an absolute joke. I wonder which one. So yeah. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni said peace missions being undertaken by Hungarian leader Viktor Orbán lack strategy. As I said, he's probably trying to get something for himself or for Hungary. He probably goes there to negotiate, and those peace talks he's talking about are just a PR stunt, nothing else. Mr. Orbán has angered his NATO and EU allies by holding unauthorized meetings with Russian leader Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping. I mean, you're not sanctioning China to begin with, so I don't know why they actually care about Xi Jinping. And as for Putin, who fucking cares where he goes? As long as he doesn't betray his, union and his alliance, then we should not really care. It will only help people to form an opinion about him, whether they like him or not. That is. Yesterday, Mr. Orban met US presidential candidate Donald Trump at his resort in Mar-a-Lago, shunning Joe Biden and this week's NATO summit in Washington. The Hungarian also met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky this month, who said he was unaware that Mr. Orban was heading to Moscow and Beijing after his visit to Kiev. Obviously, if he would have said that he was going to Russia and China afterwards, then I don't think Volodymyr would like that, and he would probably deny him a meeting. Mr. Orban has been accused of handing legitimacy to Mr. Putin. No, he does not. At the time when the West wants to isolate him over his invasion of Ukraine, well, you're doing pretty trash job at that, to be completely honest. And yes, you may have saw this face. She does a lot of these weird faces lately. Or maybe she does them all the time. I don't really follow this woman. However, I saw her make some faces with Rishi Sunak and Joe Biden. And that was both of this was in a span of last 30 days. So she probably does those faces all the time. I don't see any strategy and no particular consequences, as said Ms. Maloney. Political leaders have the right to meet with other political leaders. I do not see anything special or surprising in this. I don't think it's a secret that Orban may be closer to Trump than to Biden. I mean, there are political leaders who talk to each other. On Mr. Orban's visit to Kremlin, Ms. Maloney said the Hungarian leader did not have the mandate to hold talks with Russia. She added that this week did missile attacks on Ukraine, one of which struck a children's hospital in Kiev, showed there was no desire for dialogue from Mr. Putin. I love that Sky News always said Mr. Putin, Ms. Maloney, Mr. Orban. Well, they actually did not use Mr. Orban here, so they do probably not respect him as much. Just British casually showing you they do not respect you. Alright, this is Mr. Biden. This is Ms. Maloney. This is Mr. Putin. This is Mr. Xi Jinping. And this is Orban. The problem is that when you go there, you give the signal and the next day you blow up hospital. I think that unfortunately it shows that there is no desire for dialogue on the part of Putin's Russia, she said. That's the problem, because if there was a desire for dialogue, we would have talked, but I think the answer was quite clear. Once again, she does not know anything about war. And the Russians do not want a stalemate because they are holding an initiative. Once again, they make a breakthrough near the Ukrainian city of New York. Yes, there's a city called New York in Ukraine. So they are once again making some sort of advances. And obviously they do not want status quo now for Ukraine to recuperate their losses and to, get the ammunition rolling to them and to stack up on that ammunition and then have a more equal standoff against Russia. So obviously he's going to be pushing for war. Okay, so the F-16s are being delayed, it seems like. So yeah, as some of you might have already realized, that the West is pretty much in very bad shape. Pretty much everything in Europe is trash. Everything in Europe is trash, it's shit, and it seems to be plagued by incompetence, which is not surprising because Europe has been really neglecting their military. And even from here, from one of my friends who actually studies at a military academy or military school, that he says the equipment there, or the things they had some sort of problems with something I will not specify for his privacy reason, but it was a problem with equipment they got. And it was not a pleasant one, to be mild.